Welcome back to YouTube, the I-995 Impala SS channel. And we just so happen to be broadcasting from the I-995 Impala SS that brought you this channel. Ta-da! So, we got the outside of the car all detailed up. We got our paint correction done. And we got it washed and waxed. Now what do we got to do? I don't know. How many days we got left? A few. It's not very many. Still got a big laundry list of things that we got to get done in today's video. We're going to be talking interior parts, interior cleaning, interior. So I've made a couple videos winterizing the Impala and whatnot on cleaning interior, but just so we can be clear, I use Armall. And for my scrubber, I use a non-linted terry cloth, I guess, shop rag, something that's lint free because you don't want lint everywhere. But what I do is I go through and I start soaking down the dash. I guess this one just says on, but I'll soak down the dash with the Armall, and I will let it just sit in here and marinate, especially in these little spots around the little edges, you know, where they crack out, like they're just all over. Oops, I got it out of the window. Good thing we're gonna wash the windows last. But I'll just get the dash all nice and, I'll say, saturated. Once you do that, you don't want to wipe down the Armall. You just kind of want to spread it around. Make it nice and shiny. Don't wipe the excess off. Let it soak into your pad. Do this with the leather. I do this with my dash. Of course, I haven't had any cracks up there yet, so seems to be working. I guess I'm doing something right. I'm going to soak this down and the front seats, and I will show you what it looks like. So you can see the driver's side looks wet because I sprayed a bunch of Armor All on it. Wiped down the driver's side door, and the dash pad really left it kind of loose. One reason why I like using these shop rags versus the terry cloths, the soft ones, is because these are like a kind of like a washcloth. They get wet and they hold what you're using, the product, and you can kind of smear it around without soaking it up. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this seat. You can see it's kind of dry, and you want to spray down with Armor All any like wear spots, seat covers, dash, whatnot that you don't want to be trashed. Soak them down, let them soak. I guess alternatives, you can use baby oil if they're cracked up, whatnot, but I'm going to use Armor All. So while that is marinating, you can let it marinate as long as you want. I'm actually going to let this sit for a day or so. Go work on some other stuff. So it is actually a couple days later. We're going to get back into the interior. It has soaked for a couple days, as I mentioned. You can see that it was a little dry, but now it's shiny. It's nice and soaked up. It's from my butt sliding on it a little bit, but the passenger side hasn't been touched, and it's soaking it up nice and good. Dash looks amazing. So now we're going to go ahead and pull her outside and get her vacuumed up. I got a couple things I got to throw in the trunk that I had to remove from that you guys saw in yesterday's video with the harness and whatnot there. So I'm going to throw those things back in, back her out, and we'll get on cleaning the interior. So now that we're backed out, vacuums out, you want to make sure to remove any junk you got inside that's going to get in your way. You can remove your floor mats. I'm going to get underneath the carpets and whatnot. But yeah, just pull all the junk off that you don't need, because it gets in your way when you're trying to vacuum and clean, and it's not good. So I'm going to do that now. So when you get everything removed, move your seats from Biggie Smalls mode all the way forward and up. And that'll allow for access underneath. And I think before we do that, looks like my staples are coming out from both sides of the seat there. So we're gonna go ahead and staple that back on, see if we can make that a little bit prettier. But in the meantime, you can see all the junk. Kids, you know, I got some stains back here too. Other junk down there. So just like any of the other videos I've done with cleaning, we're gonna go ahead and clean this out. I'm debating on pulling this back seat out, cleaning underneath there too. See what kind of treasures I can find in there. And that's just as simple as every other GM. You push on the bottom and unlatch it from here and then lift it up and out. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Probably not, because I'm lazy. And I just want to get this thing cleaned up and ready to go, because I got some other little touch-up things I want to do to it. Oh, and by the who, if you can, reset your seat belts. As many times as you can reset those, make sure they're properly there and not folded and your middle ones are there. What happens is they get stuck on your door jambs, and when you have kids or something, they go to close the door. Start scratching stuff up. So just FYI, you know, FYI. And also you can get tears in your leather, vinyl siding, that thing right there. So this was a combo of scratch and dent. So maybe we'll debate on getting that fixed here, but right now we're going to struggle on getting the interior all squared away. I did go ahead and try to fix it over there. There's no staple in that. That's just, you know, like the paper football, we're just going to have to tuck it into the pockets here. And you know what? It's fine. It's fine for right now. I did also notice a piece of the plastic right there is out. If you guys don't know what that common issue is on these Impalas, is the track's got a little slide on it, and those pieces start breaking out just like the window regulators, and you can see as I move the seat it kind of jiggles, and problem with that, yeah, there's a good one on that, is you start getting that loose feeling in the seats, especially on that outside one. So some video here coming up soon. I'm going to order up them slides and get that repaired. Oh, look at that bucker. Nice and crispy. So look forward to that. So do you guys ever just look at old receipts and try to look at the date on them and be like, oh, I remember that day, or not? Let's see. When was this one? 8/30/13. Man, this thing was in here for a while. Almost 10 years. Where was I? Pendleton, Indiana. Interesting. So now that we got the rear all vacuumed out, I'm going to take some of this carpet stain spot lifter, the Blue Magic. Give her a good shake. I got some coffee stains I missed last time, and right here, and then over that way I got a couple brown spots I'm going to try to tackle. So this stuff works really good. I highly recommend it for especially white stuff. So if you go ahead and just kind of spritz it on there, it'll soak in, and you let it do its thing. Directions on the back here, pretty simple. You remove the blue tab, blah 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 blah. Let it sit for 30 seconds, and then you pat it firmly with a firm towel. So we're gonna go ahead and do that here after our 30 seconds is up and get these spots cleaned up. And that's the wipe down result. I think I'm gonna do another pass on it because it's kind of older, but yeah, for the most part it works really well. They do have other brands out there that work just as well, so pick your poison, go with it. So if you're adamant too, seat belts, you can, mine's pretty stained up. I actually went over that once already, and I got quite a bit out and leached out onto my carpet here again. But you can go ahead and use that upholstery cleaner on your seat belts too. So I'm not going to worry too much about it, because I know the car's going to get dirty again coming through. But yeah, well, stains, they came right up, good to go. Other good thing that we'll get into today, as I'm cleaning the car out, I get a package delivery. Oh yeah, it's my hood insulator. So we're going to go ahead and unroll this thing, get it all laid out and flattened out, and then we'll install that here after we get the inside cleaned. So same process now, just a little less time in the back. I sprayed the rear seat down with Armor All, and as that's soaking into the leather, wipe down the back of the seats, wipe down the seat belt, all the little black pieces down there, the sill here, door panels, outside edge and everything. And also, can't forget your speaker grates. Wipe those down too. Last, we'll go ahead and do this, shift our seats back, and then we'll focus again on the front. So once you got your back all taken care of, minus putting in your floor mats, and you move to the front, of course you slide your seats back. Give your seat another coat as you're wiping down that door panel and the dash as well. Second coat is not going to hurt anything. In my opinion, it will help preserve cracking. So, of course, got it soaked down there, but we're going to let it soak. And this time we're just going to do like a normal wipe down of it, but it'll at least help, in my opinion. I've never had any issues with it, so fingers crossed. I'm gonna go ahead and finish wiping this down, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so once you get your mats all cleaned up, put them back in, go ahead, wipe down the inside of your windows. For the windshield, I just spray away on the cloth that I'm using, and just wipe it down so that way it doesn't get the window cleaner on the dash and wipe up what we just laid down and trying to preserve. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Last thing we need to do for interior, kind of exterior detail is take a chamois cloth, a wet one, and wipe down our jams because they're a little dirty. You get that on these big jobs. So I'm gonna do that. That'll wrap up the interior parts of it. I do want to mention that I got asked on where I got these mats from. It's from a company online called Lloyd's Mats, and they are GM, Ford, Chrysler, whoever, authorized people. So they are a direct replacement. They're relatively inexpensive, and they do just snap in like the factory style. Mine were just totally gone, so they were least expensive compared to brand new GM ones. And of course I got a cool logo on them. So they have different colors, different logos you can put on there, but I chose these ones. Came in a set of 4 and they work out pretty well. So moving on to the hood insulation, I got this from a Collector Supply Auto company. There's a part number for it. 125 bucks or something like that. Took about 2 weeks to get here. I think they make them custom per order, and it is factory knockouts for all the body clips that have to go in there. It also has the cutout somewhere. I'd have to find it for the hood lamp. So we're gonna go ahead and install that right now. We'll say I'm not too impressed we didn't get new clips to put on there. I'm gonna see if the ones that I have will work. Usually the body clips are bigger, fatter, rounder ones, but maybe we'll make do with what we got. We'll see. Well, there it is. Kind of just popped it out of the box and it just popped open. Ended up having to go to the hardware store, get some bigger clips. Didn't really have any specific GM ones. They had Chrysler and Subaru, so that's what I ended up going with. Ones I had were a little bit too small, not doing the job, so got her all dialed. Trying to decide if I want to cover that up or not, but yeah, minor details at this point. Looks good, happy with it, and did take the Impala to the hardware store. Got wet because it was raining, so got a good run, no issues, everything's working properly. Gonna check some vitals and probably call it a win. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Let's gonna wrap this video up. A lot of new subscribers, appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoy the content. You got any suggestions, please drop them below and I'll do what I can to make it happen. So all right, we'll see you next time. Thanks.